Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading satellite office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Tuesday, March the 5th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start off by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here today. The Dow Jones was up close to 126 points. The Nasdaq was up a little over 42 points, and the S&P 500 was up a little over 14 and a half points here. If we take a look at the breadth, we had 4,515 issues advancing, and we had 1,628 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. We had 1,001 issues making new highs and 92 issues making new lows. So you can see breadth was definitely in favor for the bulls today, and I want to start off by taking a look at the triple Qs chart as they finally seem like they may be getting their groove back together here now after we're finally got a nice little close above this little supplier that we've been watching. But more or less important is the fact that we got a close above all this little consolidation that we were trading in, for the past, for the previous weeks here. We got a nice little close above the 68 level and nice above the 68.50 area or so. So we're going to be looking for the Qs to go up towards this little gap fill area that's kind of right here at 67, call it. All right, and then once we break past that level, we're going to be looking for the Qs to go up there towards those 69s. If you take a look at, hold on one second, this thing just froze up on me here. If you take a look at the next level that we have to watch to the top side, you got this gap fill, like I said, right here at the 69 level. We break past 69, then you're working off of this 69, 68 area, 69.80. So we got three consecutive higher closes here, which is good. 1, 2, 3. Got a nice close, like I said, above that key 68 level. So as long as we can hold above 68 in the next couple of sessions here with some consecutive closes above that level, we're going to be looking for the Qs to finally get this mojo back and catch up with the SPY, the IWM, and the Dow Jones. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY daily chart here. You can see S&P making fresh new highs along with the Dow Jones. SPY closing here at 154.29, up $1.37, up close to 1%. Next level you want to be looking for on that SPY S&P ETF is going to be up here towards the 155.40 level and 156.64 area. That comes from your weekly and monthly charts. The real highs on the S&P, all-time highs on the SPY, all right, that is right here from October 2007, the first. All right, well, that month of October 2007, which is the high of that is 157.52. All right, now we've got to make sure the SPY holds above this 153. That will be a good sign. However, if we do pull back, that's not a bad sign at all either. But we want to see the SPY show some continued strength going forward here and hold above this 153 for a couple of days and let these moving averages catch up. All right, we take a look at the IWM. The IWM here is back near the top, not making new all-time highs again yet, even though this was the leader, obviously, and still is the leader. I guess you could say SPY is, leading the way again now here, but IWM was the first leader, so I still consider it a leader, of course. But if IWM breaks over 92.69, this thing will be making new all-time highs as well. And right now, you can see it's back near the top of this little prior channel we're watching, and needs to get over needs to get back over these 92.69s, and this thing should be making its way up towards 93, 94, and 95. Start off by taking a look at the dollar as well for the currencies here. U.S. dollar did get a nice little move to the top side ever since we had this little fake head and shoulders pattern that was trying to play out right here with your little left shoulder. One second, with your little left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. You got the neckline breakdown. We had a little back test that held for a little bit there, but then we broke right back above it. That little strength in the dollar has been causing the market to trade kind of choppy. Some little selling pressure, some buying pressure, chopping around here, especially in the Nasdaq. But now the dollar looks like it could come right back down after making this nice little move up here for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to the top side in a row. Now we got this nice little pop over the supply area that I have from the zone. And if we hold below 82, we're going to be looking for a move back to 81.50, then possibly move back down towards these 80s. And if that happens, that's definitely going to cause the market to get a continue move higher. So you got to keep an eye on that right there. Let's go and take a look at that euro. I didn't get a chance to take a look to see what the euro did on the daily channel system here. But the euro, of course, we're looking to see if it was to hold that 130 level, and so far it's holding that 130 level right there, which lines up with the back test from this little prior consolidation from this little channel that broke out here back in January that we've been showing you guys. So as long as we continue to hold above this 130 level, we're gonna be looking for the euro dollar to head back up, maybe back up towards these 132.55s. And if that happens, of course, the market should get some continued strength off that dollar decline and euro rally strength there. So we're keeping a close eye on that right there. Gold was up a little bit today, but gave it all back. You can see it's up a little bit here for tomorrow's session right here. But nothing really going on with gold. Again, this is a sector you want to really stay away from. There's better things to trade, better things that are moving right now. And if you take a look at the GLD was pretty much flat today, up 8 cents. But same thing here, nothing, gapped up, sold off the whole day back near the lows here. Doesn't look like anybody's looking to rush to put money into the gold sector, so you want to stay away from that and focus more on some of the technology stocks that can make a move higher now that the Nasdaq is starting to get its groove back here. You can see GDX gold miners continuing to move to the downside. Again, there's nothing to say new here, so just going to keep it moving, but GDX still continues to look weak. Silver, SLV. Silver looks a little bit interesting. Why? I mean, this one's holding up a little bit stronger than gold, but at the same time, silver is it is an industrial metal there. So if everything's getting better with the economy, they're going to need some more silver. So maybe silver is not going to get hit that much as gold. But either way, I mean, I would stay away from the precious metals sector in general. I would be focusing more on some of the high beta tech stocks that have been lagging that can maybe get some juice now. What else we have going on here? Copper. Let's see what copper did today here. Copper had a nice little up day. Copper, I want to see copper get back above this $3.60 level. That'll give me more conviction. Right now, it's just kind of just down here near this little demand zone from this little big yellow band that we have right here. If it could get back above 350, 355 or so and just stabilize above that level, that would be a good sign. And then we could possibly draw this little trend line in that we have from these lows, connecting these little lows right on through. So it's actually right on some little trend line support from the lows that we made back here last June, and you connect these little lower wicks right there, and you can see it's right against this key trend line. So copper is, it's not that bad. I would assume that if the market was to move higher, people were expecting the economy to get better, that this copper would probably get a bounce or something like that, while some of these other precious metals that are kind of inflation hedges like the gold and silver, they may kind of trade sideways to lower. So we'll see how that plays out. Take a look at crude oil futures. Crude oil futures traded to the top side today here. You can see we opened up at 90.23 and we closed at 90.86. And it's a little bit up here so far overnight. But crude oil, decent support down here around the 89. Looking for this thing maybe to get a bounce back up towards these 93s, towards these 94s. If you're really looking to get bullish on crude oil, you really want to see it back above these 94s and holding a bit, and then maybe making a move back towards 98. Obviously, we don't want to see that because we're consumers. We want to see at least this price stabilize a bit and some of these gas prices go down at the pump. But crude oil right now, it's a little support zone. You may have some people try to buy it up. I'm not quite sure how of course, you guys heard Chavez, Venezuelan president, died. I'm not quite sure how his death is going to affect the energy markets or some of these energy stocks that may be linked to Venezuelan oil fields or anything like that, or Venezuelan oil. So we'll see how that plays out as well. But again, like they were saying on TV today, nobody really saw the crude oil move off of that news really. So nobody's really expecting much there. But USO, let's going to take a look at the USO. USO got a nice little bounce off this 32, 33 area from the little gap fill that we have right here from the gap up. Got a nice little bounce yesterday. Continued to hold that 32, 23 level today. And maybe this thing may want to bounce back up towards these $33.70 level here, 33.70. So keep an eye on that USO right there. Now, as far as stocks goes, Apple got a nice little bounce today. Apple was up $11, 2.64%. Really nothing to get excited about there. Just a little bounce, of course, because the market's up. So, it could get a continued bounce going tomorrow. We'll see, but there's better stocks to play. If you guys been paying attention to our videos that we have here that I put out, we've been talking about money coming out of Apple, possibly going into Amazon. We've been talking about the Amazon level holding 262 and shaking everybody out that have been trying to get short below the 262 level. All right, and you can see now finally after it got those consecutive closes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive higher closes. Amazon looks like it wants to go up here towards 284. I wouldn't be surprised if it was to make it up towards 284 by say mid next week possibly. So keep an eye on Amazon. Amazon looks good. Been talking about the IBM. IBM had a nice little weekly buy pullback setup on the Amazon had a nice buyback pullback buy setup on the weekly chart. Excuse me. Just getting back from the gym here, so I'm trying to collect my thoughts a bit here. But IBM, looks pretty good here. Again, it's finally back over the opening price from the gap up here from earnings, and back above all this little chop action that it was doing here, and more important, back above this key trend line that we've been tracking right here from this little channel that was developing right here that we were having trouble breaking past that level or past that key trend line for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks now. Now we got 2 consecutive closes above it. Look for Amazon to continue. I'm sorry. Look for IBM to continue going higher here. And once this thing breaks above 208.75, maybe call it just 209, this thing could start catching some legs. Remember, this chart on the monthly time frames in the sideways range. It's been in the sideways range since last year, and it's approaching the top of the range. So this one really needs to break over 211.79 or so, 211.80. Then it could be making all-time highs as well. So we'll see how that IBM gets rolling there. Take a look at a couple other stocks. eBay, this one's not really doing anything right now, lagging. Some of the semiconductor stocks, see what they're doing today. CLAC was up a lot today, up $1.58, close to 3%. Qualcomm was up close to 2%. Qualcomm looks pretty well. Qualcomm looks pretty good. You want to take a look at Qualcomm going into tomorrow. Crude, another semiconductor stock that did very well today. It's been holding up pretty well for the whole year. They came out with some new LED lights, and they guided higher. I guess they're expecting to sell a lot of those new LED lights. The stock took off today. Was a gap and go today in that right there. Let's take a look at some of the other semiconductor stocks. MCHP, XLNX. What else? Taiwan Semiconductor. So there's some decent action in the semis. I mean, just take a look at the semiconductor index. Remember, this one's breaking out. Let me bring this over here. This one's breaking out of this nice little tight triangle we have going on right here that we've been in from March, from basically for the past 3 years here. As long as we can continue to hold above this key trend line down here on the index around 405, 406 or so, we're going to be looking for this index to continue moving higher towards these levels right here. Call it 450 and then 475-ish or so. So we'll see. Semiconductor stocks look pretty good. You may want to take a look at that sector right there. The sector that's lagging right now is the energy sector. I mean, you can take a look at CVX is one of the stronger energy stocks out there. It's kind of just floating higher. But ExxonMobil, is kind of just hanging in there as well. This one may try to get some juice if it gets over these 90-20s, which I'm actually going to put an alert for right now. What else here? EOG, you got NBL, you got APA, you have APC. Yeah, they're not really looking too crazy right now as far as moving to the top side. APC looks a little bit decent. Had some nice momentum coming there today with some nice little volume. Let's see here. The refiners have been the go-to sector. WNR, you can see that one had a little pause day today. You can take a look at Tesoro Energy, TSO. This one's on the highs right here. Some of the natural gas stocks have been doing pretty well. RRC, we've been tracking this one since it's been trading above the 72.56 level. SWN, another natural gas stock that we were tracking since last week as well, breaking over 36, looks to go up towards these highs right here. See, back up towards 37 area. So this looks pretty good. SWN, RRC, some of these energy stocks. COG has been a strong energy stock as well. Some of these standout ones. Some of the larger integrated energy companies, they're not really performing that well. I mean, they're up near the highs. CVX is the strongest one, but like ExxonMobil is really not doing much. It has had a nice little pop today on some news, and now it's kind of just lagging right here. This one's going to have a buy trigger if it takes out 70, 77. Make sure you set alert for that one as well. So there's some decent action out there. The banks kind of lagged a bit today. They were kind of selling off near the close, but they held up. But Goldman Sachs kind of just doing nothing right now. JP Morgan popped up, made new highs for the year, then pulled right back in. Wells Fargo had a nice little move off the gold today, but then closed near its lows or near the bottom 50% of its range. So we'll see. Maybe we're going to see some money start to come out these energy stocks and some of these banks and start going into these technology stocks. So people can look for some more, some more portfolio growth right there. So we'll see how that plays out, folks. Hope you guys had a great day. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8:20 a.m., 8:25, 8:30, whatever time you want to come in. Come to the chat room. If you're looking to get access to the chat room, go to wallstreettrading.com and fill out the form on the right-hand side, and you will get the email login. Sorry, you get the login emailed to you, and you'll be able to access that chat room tomorrow. Have a great night, folks. Cheers.